Welcome, martial artist. This video is designed for new students and the parents of Willow Martial Arts Taekwondo. The first thing that you are going to receive as you join a class in Taekwondo is your martial arts uniform. In Korean, it is called a dobok. This video is designed to help you comfortably and properly put on that uniform so that you can look confident in class and have a good martial arts attitude. The video is going to be divided into 3 separate parts. First, coming to class and what we need to do to prepare at the beginning of class. Secondly, the dobok pants. Thirdly, the dobok top. Tying of your martial arts belt of rank will be covered in a separate video. The first part is preparing to come to class. On time in Taekwondo, as in any other event that you participate in, means at least 10 minutes early. Particularly here because you have to prepare for class by getting fully into your uniform and all of your equipment squared away. To make this easier, I strongly recommend using a sports bag that carries all of your Taekwondo equipment you will need during class. That way, in our busy schedule, you just grab the bag, head off to class, and you can be confident that you have everything you're going to need. At the end of the video, I posted a list of the items I recommend you consider for including in your sports bag, but you may certainly add to that list as you find the need. Bringing that bag to class then, most of us will be either wearing street clothes or perhaps have part of our martial arts dobok on. I recommend strongly, first thing you do when you come into our center, stop by the restroom and get a good drink of fluids so that you will be prepared for class and not have to suddenly depart in the middle of class to attend to those needs. Secondly, when you come into class, you're going to want to find a place for your items and particularly your sports bag. Thirdly, we remove our street clothes in preparation for putting on our uniform. Now, shoes and socks are removed as we want to assure that you have as good a grip as possible on the floor to execute your techniques properly and safely. And it's also very helpful for the instructors to see how your feet are moving to assure your technique is done properly. I simply wear some easy to remove shoes that I can put next to my sports bag so that I won't forget them as I'm heading home. My jacket is removed and any other clothing items I need. Next, and very importantly, we remove jewelry and other hard objects from our body. Watches, rings, earrings, anything else that's hard on the body, we take those off as those can cause harm to our fellow students. I have a little pocket here in my sports bag that fits right in there along with my phone, my glasses, my wallet, so I'm certain that what I bring with me goes home with me. So we just zip that up, and that's ready to go. Now I'm ready to get into putting on my uniform. The first part of my uniform that I put on is my dobok pants. Now, many of us are coming in street clothes. If you have a light pair of flexible shorts on underneath, some people will simply put their dobok pants over those light shorts. If they're heavy shorts or certainly long pants, that's very constricting. If you notice, these dobok pants are very flexible. They have a lot of room in them. So we're not restricted. We can make those good martial arts moves, high kicks, etc. So we have both the restrooms and some other rooms where you may change in private, take off your outside pants, put on your dobok pants. But they have an elastic waistband. What's the front? What is the back? There are two clues to make sure that we're putting this on properly. One is there is a label right here on the front of the pants. That will be on the front of one of the legs. And also our tie strings will be on the front of the pants. Now we get those on and we get them situated. But dobok pants only come in a few specific sizes. And for many of our students, those pants are going to be too long. Dragging on the floor, getting dirty, looking messy, and even more of concern, they can even cause us to trip. So we want to assure that the pants are short enough that they are not interfering with our martial arts activities. Now, some may be tempted to just roll up those bottom cuffs. That's not a good idea. Those cuffs can then catch on fingers and toes and potentially cause injury to our fellow students. And safety is always our key concern, and our respect and courtesy to our fellow students is the first tenet of Taekwondo. So we don't roll up the cuffs either on our top or the bottoms. So how do we shorten those? You may tuck those under and re-hem them and use those as a shorter hemmed pants. And if one is skilled and has that opportunity, that's a great way to do it. We recommend not cutting off that extra cloth as students tend to grow, and down the road, we may need to unhem those and allow that length to be regained. But for many of us, the easy way to do this is simply to fold over the top of our dobok pants. We take that elastic waistband and just fold it over once. Depending on the size of the pants, you can even do that twice. And there is still plenty of room in these loose pants to move around. And you can see I've pulled those pants up an inch or 2 inches, enough to get them off the floor. So now we have our dobok pants on. Front is to the front, and our length is good. The final step is putting on our dobok top. The dobok top, I keep in my sports bag. It's clean and neatly folded, along with my belt in there, again, to assure that I bring it with me each and every time. So I'm reaching into my bag now to grab that top. As you can see, nice and neatly folded, and I undo it. It's very easy to know what the front is. There's a big V-neck in the front of my dobok top. If you'll notice the black lapel here, that indicates a black belt. At Willow Martial Arts, all the other collars and lapels will be white. Some other schools may actually have different colored lapels. It all depends on what the master of that school chooses to do. How do we put this on? Simply just like we would a sweater. Over the top, there are two panels here, a front and back panel, which are easy to separate. And my top is on, and this is just fine. Now, if you notice, I have a t-shirt on underneath of my dobok top. I prefer this because sometimes that dobok can get a little stiff and scratchy. It makes it more comfortable with the t-shirt on. This t-shirt is optional. Many t-shirts are cotton, and that's okay in normal circumstances, but when we're having a heavy workout, when we're doing sparring, there's a lot of perspiring that goes on, and many folks have found using an athletic wicking shirt underneath their dobok really adds to their comfort. Wicking simply means that it pulls the moisture away from the skin. Cotton, unfortunately, does not do this. Now, you'll notice I have my shirt tucked in. Grandmaster Weisman indicates it's your choice whether to wear a t-shirt and whether to wear it tucked in or tucked out. For neatness, I always want to present a good, neat martial art presence. I tuck mine in so that shirt isn't hanging out underneath my dobok top. But that choice is yours. Now, this may be sufficient. Using the belt of rank will keep everything in place. However, the tops also come with an elastic band to give a neater appearance. Let me show you how that works. This elastic comes from the back panel of the right side. It has a loop on it, and that loop and band goes underneath that front panel, and there is a button on the left side here. I simply take and open that loop, and get it around that button, and that can take a little bit of effort, particularly if it's new. That holds that back panel in place. The front panel comes down on top. And now I'm ready to put on my belt and tie it properly, which will be in another video. So we've reviewed today coming to class, using your sports bag to assure you get everything to class and home from class, putting on your dobok pants, putting on your dobok top. At the end of this video, I've given you lists of all the key points for all those items. Probably the most important thing, however, is to make sure to get to class well ahead of time. Get to the bathroom, get a drink of water, get your stuff settled, get fully dressed so you are ready to go at the start of class time. It's also an excellent time if you have questions about anything we've covered, whether it's your uniform or any of the things that we do in Taekwondo. Instructors will be there ahead of time, and they're very happy to answer your questions. I hope this has been very helpful, but if you still have further questions, as I say, check in early in class with an instructor. Enjoy your martial arts.